Hi, I wanted to take a couple of minutes to show you how to do the Wiki Wednesday posting. I know I showed it to you in class, but I thought I would make a video and that might make it a little bit easier in case you are stuck. And so I think the first thing you have to do, of course, is to look for something, again, an artifact that you can actually upload and that you're interested in, and that has to do with civil liberties. That's the hardest part. You got to figure out, and you have to do some reading to kind of get a sense of what this, the chapter's about, and then you go and look for something. And what I did in this case, I just clicked on the New York Times. New York Times is a great source of stuff. You can only, I think, use like 10 articles in a month, or else you're charged for them. So I try to go on sparingly, but I did, and I found something. So I'm going to show you what I found. And I wasn't sure, but I thought, because it had to do with this conviction being reversed in New York, I thought, well, that's probably going to be a civil liberties issue. And sure enough, as I read on, I found it was. So anyway, it's about these two guys who were convicted in the early 90s, and now their convictions have been overturned because it was discovered that the cops were withholding, the prosecutors were withholding some information, and that there was a question about the witness that they used. Anyway, so what I can do now is, of course, just come up here and copy this. Of course, if I were going to be writing about this, I'd want to give you that overview, but then I'd have to say why this actually connects to the issue of civil liberties. So I had to write about that. Oops. Go back into Blackboard. I have that open. Click over on Wednesday Wikis, and then click on that. And then, well, I've already actually created one in here. I did a video earlier, and the sound quality was crazy. My mouth wasn't matching up with what I was saying, and also it kept like making a funny noise. So see if it works better at home. Anyway, so pretend that first link isn't there. What I want to do is paste it here, and with the new Blackboard, you can't just use your right click to copy and paste. When you're using the editor, you have to basically do the Control V. See, if I try this, it'll tell me that. So you have to do Control V, and then you've got the link, and then what you need to do is, actually I don't think you need to underline it. You just want to go over to the paperclip. That's where you attach it. You can also insert a file here. So for instance, if you had found a cartoon that you wanted to use and you saved it as a JPEG on your computer, you could then just browse your computer and find the file and then submit it, just like you did for your first paper. But anyway, because this is a URL, I'm going to paste it there. And in this case, I actually can, it's not the editor in Blackboard, so I actually can just right click and do paste. And then submit. I just leave that marked so that it opens in a new window, and then another submit. And then, who knows, this I know why I got this extra line. It's because I wasn't careful in my selection earlier, just a minute ago. But if that happens, you can just get rid of it. And then, you can write above or below what it is that you want to say about it. So that's really how you do it. The last thing you have to think about is to submit it. And then I just wanted to show you this, and something I just realized yesterday. Well, what I can tell is if people are posting, I didn't realize I could just click on this thing right here. It's going to say like class participation or something, and then it's going to list everyone who participated. And so I can see my own, what I did. I've modified 100% of the stuff, and so I can actually see, what people are doing if they're adding something here. So I would say that, if you see something that you're interested in that someone else has posted, then by all means use the comment function for that. And just in terms of what you should be putting there, like I said, this isn't a paper. Maybe this is a paragraph, something that outlines the article, where you found it, especially if it's not, or the thing, whatever, where you found it, especially if it's not obvious just from looking at it, and making sure that you give it an overview. So you want the kind of information that would interest other students or me in actually reading your article, and then of course in what way it connected to what you read about when you're reading about civil liberties. So if you have any questions, as always, send me an email, and if there's something else that you feel that I could show you through a video clip rather than in class or whatever, just let me know, and I can usually create one of these pretty quickly. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. Bye. It takes a minute for me to shut this off. That's the thing.